Really nice to be doing the show. I had to cancel on a bunch of shows this week, but it's good to be here. My grandmother passed away a week ago. Thank you. Me and my parents have been putting together all these funeral arrangements. We have family coming in from all over the country, so it's been a big to-do. But I wanted to start my set by saying if there's a silver lining, it's that my grandmother died doing what she loves, which is inconveniencing the entire family. It's okay to laugh. She's not actually dead yet. She's just getting very old. I want that joke to be perfect for when she goes. And she's been hanging on, so it's a pretty good joke at this point. I love telling that joke when my parents are at the shows because they both think it's about the other one's mom. She's heard it too. I'm not a monster. My grandma's heard that joke at least 7 or 8 times in person. Every time she laughs like it's the first because dementia is wild. I love my grandma. My grandma's cute because her and my grandpa, they always were competitive about their health. And she always felt like she got the upper hand because my grandma's a 2-time cancer survivor. Yeah. So she was proud of that because that meant she beat cancer 2 more times than grandpa. The way you guys trailed off there. Come on. No, it is really good to be here because this weekend I was in Orlando, which is my least favorite city in the world. Can we get one big boo for Orlando?
Fuck the Magic.
I have a couple friends that live near Orlando, so I go down there a couple times a year to visit them. And when you're a single man going to Orlando, everybody judges you the entire trip. Checking into the hotel, they look at the sign, they're like, "Are you coming here alone?" Because there's 2 things that means. It's either you're a pedophile or you're a Disney adult, and they're both just as bad. It's not ideal. I try to avoid most of the tourist spots when I'm in Orlando, but this time I went to one I was really excited about. If you don't know about it, and the next time you're dragged there with your kids, you gotta see it. There is a spot on International Drive called Hogan's Beach Shop. And if you're thinking, is it that Hogan? It's that Hogan. There are 2 Hogan's Beach shops in Florida. One is in Clearwater. It is a beautiful giant building on a beach that also has a bar and a restaurant. The one in Orlando used to be a 7-Eleven. When you walk in, it is a little tourist retail store completely devoted to Hulk Hogan. It is all wrestling memorabilia signed by Hulk Hogan. There are 4 TVs that only play wrestling matches of Hulk Hogan. Both of the employees look just like Hulk Hogan's ex-wife. The only thing in there that is not wrestling related is there's a section of little postcards for Clearwater, Florida that are just Hulk Hogan shirtless today. Not in his prime. 68-year-old shirtless Hulk Hogan welcoming you to Clearwater, Florida. I can't imagine a worse job. Who here thinks they have the worst job in the room? You gotta make noise, I can't see anybody. Who has the worst job?
It's terrible, I hate it.
What do you hate, ma'am?
I'm a realtor.
Alright, this is actually a really fucking good time for realtors, I think. So you must be a terrible realtor. I'm sorry they are laughing this hard at you being a realtor. It was not the intention. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe the realty game is tough, things are switching, it is, mortgages go, yeah. But on your worst day of work, here's the thing, at Hogan's Beach Shop, where 2 employees look just like Hulk Hogan's ex-wife, there's a sign that says, 1, yes, Hulk Hogan does come into the shop at least once a month. 2, no, we don't know when. On your worst day of work, you don't have to worry that Hulk Hogan is about to appear and sexually harass you. Those poor women are constantly looking through the 7-Eleven windows into the parking lot as if they're waiting for Jaws in the ocean. And their biggest fear is one day they look out there and above a car hood, instead of a fin, they see a red or yellow bandana. And they just hear da-da, da-da, dun 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 dun. That's cool, that's a new bit. I like that. I'm sorry I had to drag down the realty profession, it's really tough right now. I used to sell mortgages, I know, this is not a good time. I am very glad to be in Brooklyn, Ohio, as opposed to Orlando. Orlando sucks. No one who lives in Orlando currently was from Orlando. Everyone who lives in Brooklyn, Ohio has not moved from the house they grew up in. There is a culture to that. I love it here. I used to live in Brooklyn. I rented a house over on Summer, just like 5 minutes down the road. And it was like 3 years ago. I was living there. I had 3 roommates. Our rent for the house was $1,000 a month. Do you know what you can do as 4 adults when your rent is $250 a person? You do whatever the fuck you want. In 1 year, I went on 3 different international trips. One of my roommates bought 2 motorcycles, even though he had a DUI the entire time we lived there. I had another roommate who bought 20 guns in a year. There were downsides to living there. It's cool. I love my roommates. I love them so much. They had quirks. One of my roommates, he would bite his nails and spit them around the house. Gets worse, he would bite his toenails too. He'd sit cross-legged and just go for it. Like, we had to have a talk because one day we shared a bong, and then for the next 2 weeks my lips had athlete's foot. It's not good. The roommate with the DUI, okay, so first off, toenail guy was really into bidets. You gotta know that. He was into bidets, he tried to push it on us, and like, you don't realize that you need a bidet until you have to use one, and then it's the best thing in the world. I learned it the normal way. Alcoholic DUI guy, one time I saw him come back from drinking. He's throwing up in the toilet, and then he uses the bidet for mouthwash. With the confidence of someone who's done it before. The gun roommate, he was very funny. He kept to himself. He would take up the living room. We didn't fight him for it, but like, he like wouldn't make eye contact whenever we brought people over. He would just hang out in the living room, watch cowboy movies. We used to say he had yeehaw-tism. We didn't say it to him because he had 20 guns in the house. But we said it. It's fun. We got along really well. Like, I didn't grow up in a house with guns. Like, that was just different for me, but like, I don't care. Like, it's your right to have it. That's totally fine. It was just different to like get to see that side of living, and like, he was a big gun guy. And I remember one time he came down from his room and he was all excited and chipper, and I was like, "Hey Jeff, what's going on?" And he was like, "Oh, well, the Cleveland police are doing a gun buyback today." I was like, "I thought you would be against that." And he's like, No. This is the best day, because when the police do a gun buyback program, they set a limit for what they will pay for each gun. So you just go to the parking lot in the morning, walk up and down the line, and if you see something you like, you just offer more than the police. Fucking insane. And if you're not laughing, I don't know, vote?